Hi, my friends and Elm Street family. It's Miss Jo coming at you from Elm Street in Summerside today. Yesterday we were working on our My Feelings journal from Proud to be Primary, and we talked a little bit about feeling scared. We talked about feeling happy. We talked about feeling excited. We talked about what it means when we're mad and what we can do when we're mad. And I think that was it. And maybe when we were scared. So today we're going to talk about, no, we didn't talk about scared yesterday. So we're going to add scared to our list for today, aren't we? Yeah, so scared. What does it mean to feel scared? Scared is when you're afraid that something's going to happen or something that has happened, or you're scared of a person or a thing. So when we are scared, it's our body's way of telling us that something's not quite right. So sometimes we get scared because of something that's really could hurt us, like if you're afraid to cross the road when there's traffic coming, that's a good thing. You're scared because there's some traffic coming and you could get hurt. And so it keeps you from crossing the road. So that's what our fear does. It helps to keep us safe. But sometimes we get scared when there's not necessarily something that we need to be scared about. Like we might be afraid of the dark, and when you're laying in bed and you're safe, there's nothing about the dark that can hurt you. So you could write a little bit about that there. What are some things that we can do when we are scared? Well, we can use some of the tools that we've talked about in the past. Like for example, you can do some deep breathing and help slow down your breathing, because usually your breath is really fast when you're scared. You can use some of your activities, like name 5 things, so you can move your focus to something else. You can think about something really fun that happened recently, or you can think about a movie that you really like or a book you really enjoy. So those were a few things you can do, and you can draw in here about being scared, and you can write in here about being scared. But remember, the reason that we write and draw about our emotions is that when we talk about our emotions and we really think about them, oftentimes we're better able to manage them and to make them do what we need to do to be successful and to be happy. All right, confused. Do you know what confused means? Confused is when you don't quite understand something. So I feel confused when I need to put something together and I don't have any instructions. That makes me feel kind of confused. So some of the things that I might need to do, feeling confused might get me worked up, and I might need to stop and take some deep breaths. I might need to ask for help. A big one when we feel confused is asking for help, asking somebody else who maybe understands it a little better than we do, or has done it before and has some experience with it, to give us a hand to help us figure out what it is that we need to do to make it less confusing and to make it clear so we know what we need. And there's lots of different things we can be confused about. We can be confused about our feelings if we don't know why we're feeling a certain way, and talking to somebody about that can be really helpful. And they might help us figure that out. So confused usually means that you need to have a conversation with someone else who can give you a hand or help you work something out. Embarrassed. That's a big word, isn't it? Embarrassed. I feel embarrassed when. So I feel embarrassed when I do something that I think was unexpected, or something that maybe didn't mean to do. Like if I was walking and I tripped up and people laughed at me, then I might feel a little bit embarrassed. What I can do is use my self-talk, and I can say, oh, well, we all make mistakes. And then even though you're embarrassed for that moment, it is a feeling that goes away when the situation goes away. So you can think about some things that you felt embarrassed about, write about it here, draw about it here. And sometimes we're embarrassed about things because we don't understand them, because we're a little bit confused about them. And once we understand them a little better, we no longer feel embarrassed about it. All right, this is an important one. I feel proud when. So I feel proud when I do a good job at something, when I try my hardest. So it's not necessarily the outcome or what it turned out like. Like if I was working really hard on something, it's that I tried my best and that I did my best work and that I put so much time and effort into it to do my best. And that's the type of thing you should feel proud of, is when you give your best effort. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Things that we do, something we make, or our work, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be our best work, and then we can feel proud that we've tried our hardest and done our best, and that's a great feeling. Feeling proud, leads to having good feelings about yourself overall, and it really helps with your growth mindset too. When you're feeling proud, when you work your hardest and you say you've done your best, and you'll feel proud about it, and that helps. All right, my friends and family. Well, today is our second last day. So Thursday, June the 18th. And tomorrow is the last day of studies for students. So Miss Jo may not be back next week, but we'll make sure that we're back tomorrow to say goodbye. Because next week we have a lot of different activities happening to make sure we give out report cards and say goodbye to our grade 6s and stuff like that. But I'll do my best to make a couple of videos next week. But tomorrow is the last full school day, and I hope you're all feeling excited for summer break, and that you can continue doing some of your work over summer break for your social emotional learning and all the things. You can rewatch some of the videos or watch the ones you haven't watched, and until we get to meet again in the fall. All right, take care, my friends.